All right. Welcome back to Trolls Toys. Figure reviews, toy hunts, unboxing and rankings, etc. All right. YouTube, what's up? Trolls Toys back at you. Been off for about a week. Went on vacation down to Ocean City, Maryland to the Boardwalk Rock concert, which was great. You know, rock bands of the 80s and 90s. And even before and since, you know, Def Leppard, Rob Zombie, Nickelback, Shinedown, Candlebox, Bush, Trapped, Fuel, Rob Zombie. I may probably mention him already. Hailstorm, 3 Days Grace, bunches of bands. So that's what I did. Went down there for that 2-day show and then spent 2 days in Atlantic City. So was going to stop at a place called Their Action Figures in Dover, Delaware on the way down, just because I thought the name was badass. They were advertised to be open from noon to 8 on Friday, May 16th when I was there. Pulled up and it's like, want, like Wally World. Sorry, folks, park's closed, right? Store wasn't going to open until 3:30. It was 1:30, so I was fucking bummed. So we had to pivot. So what we're going to do is show you, we found another vintage toy store called Yesterday's Fun in Ocean View, Delaware on Friday the 16th. So I'll show you pickups from that store. And then on the way back home, we hit stores that I don't normally have in my area, right? Well, we have Ollie's Bargain Outlet, but we hit 2 of those. 2 Ross Dress for Lesses, which I don't have. And then the Half Off store, which apparently is a liquidator for Target, and they have 3 locations. So I hit the one in Robbinsville, New Jersey. So I'm going to show you the pickups from those locations from my vacation this week. So without further ado, we'll get started. All right, my first stop down on May 16th, Friday, May 16th, to Boardwalk Rock in Ocean City, Maryland. We stopped off at Yesterday's Fun in Ocean View, Delaware. And I just started collecting this Masters of the WWE Universe line, so we were able to find 2 more that we did not have, which is the Ultimate Warrior and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Also from Yesterday's Fun in Ocean View, Delaware, we picked up Toad for our Mario Brothers display. Had pretty much every other character except for him and Daisy that I wanted, but we didn't have Toad, so we were able to score him at Yesterday's Fun. And then rounding out my pickups from Yesterday's Fun in Ocean View, Delaware, we were able to get the Black Ninja from the Rambo, the Force of Freedom toy line from 1986. I only have, this is a Sylvester Stallone Rambo figure thus far, but you know me and ninjas, so we were able to add the Black Ninja from the Rambo Force of Freedom line. So I spent Saturday the 17th and Sunday the 18th at the Boardwalk Rock Show in Ocean City, Maryland, and then on Monday the 20th, on our journey from Ocean City, Maryland to Atlantic City, New Jersey, we stopped off at Ollie's Bargain Outlet in Dover, Delaware. And I was able to pick up a Black Series figure that I did not have, HK-87 Assassin Droid, that I thought was pretty badass. You know I'm not all in on the Black Series, but I do like picking up ones that I think are cool or that I can repurpose. And we can do both with this guy. He is cool, and I could either use him with Star Wars or use him for something else. And my other pickup from the Ollie's in Dover, Delaware was this Xanathar. I guess that's how you say him, from Dungeons & Dragons Golden Archive. I expected this figure to be like 20, 25 bucks, 10 bucks, right? So happy to add him to our Dungeons & Dragons display. And we'll get him out of the box here at the end of this video and show you what he looks like, because I think he's going to look pretty gnarly. Second stop in Dover, Delaware was the Ross Dress for Less, which doesn't exist in my area. And I am not collecting all these, but when I find them for a good deal or ones that I want, I'm going to get the Micro Galaxy Squadron vehicles from Star Wars. And we got the TIE Fighter from Ross for $5. My only other pickup from the Ross Dress for Less in Dover, Delaware was this Loyal Subjects TMNT Dark Leonardo. So, wasn't familiar, had to look it up. Apparently turtle clones, right? But I just thought he was badass. And as you know, if you know, you know, I am a sucker for the badass looking figures. I thought I could either use him with the turtles or use him in my random badasses shelf. But I thought Dark Leonardo was a must add for 10 bucks. All right, so then we went to Atlantic City on Monday, May 20th, and we stayed there for, Monday, May 19th, and we stayed there for Tuesday, May 20th, and Wednesday, May 21st. We left on the 21st, so we went up on Monday and left on Wednesday. Does that make sense? Went up on the 19th, left on the 21st. And I stopped at the Ollie's Bargain Outlet in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. And I picked up 2 of these downshift gliders. They had a bunch of the Yamacorns, the pink ones, which I have, but I haven't painted any of those yet, so I was just being lazy. These were $4. But I still have Starduster and Crazy Legs from the Joes that I wanted to get on flight stands. I like the Aerial Assault one, the green one a little bit better, but this black one will work fine. So we picked up 2 of these from Ollie's in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. My only other pickup from the Ollie's in Egg Harbor Township was this What If Marvel's Captain Carter. And, you know, I just like the logo on the shield and on the chest. And I thought we could repurpose her just as a general G.I. Joe background figure. So we're not going to use her with Marvel Legends, obviously. Not big into the Legends. Do have some, but going to use her with the Joes. So also coming in from Wednesday the 21st from Ross Dress for Less in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. We want to pick up Loyal Subjects Shredder. $10. And if you know, you know. He glows in the dark, right? And I'm a sucker for glow in the dark. So we had to pick up the Shredder. And I said the only other Mario figure I wanted for my display besides Toad was I said Daisy. Hell, Daisy, Peach. They're probably different characters. You know what I meant, the princess, right? So they had Princess Peach at the Ross Dress for Less in Egg Harbor Township for $6.99. So we picked her up to add to our Mario display. All right, so we got quite a few scores from the Half Off store in Robbinsville, New Jersey. Like I said, I'd seen a YouTuber post some videos of it. Apparently there's 2 in Pennsylvania around Philly, and then the one in Robbinsville, which is basically Trenton, New Jersey. And I think they're a liquidator for Target. So we spent $88, and you'll see we got all this stuff I'm about to show you for $88. Starting out right here. $88 plus $20, $108. So we got the Rat King by Loyal Subjects from the Turtles line. And once again, if you know, you know, he glows in the dark. I'm a sucker for glow in the dark. Also from the Half Off store, and all these will be from the Half Off store until I tell you another location, right? We got Alapex from Loyal Subjects in the Ninja Turtles line for $9. Not really that big into the Motu, but for $5.99 for Zodak, I thought I couldn't go wrong. Obviously his card back's damaged, and that was the thing with this store. A lot of the packaging's damaged, but that's okay. $3.99. We got pay-per-view limited edition Dr. Britt Baker from AEW Double or Nothing for $4. So I got 2. One for me and one to try to trade. Most expensive pickup from the Half Off store is this Monolith by McFarlane from Spawn, from my Spawn display. Didn't feel like it. I feel like I could pass up LeBron James from Space Jam: A New Legacy for $5. From McFarlane Toys, we got Gold Label Wave Rider from the Half Off store, $5. And we got Gold Label Metallo, who I thought was pretty badass, and Gold Label Fire, who's sort of all green. Not really familiar with these characters, but they were both $4 each. So I got one for myself, and one to try to use as trade fodder of each one, because they had multiples. So Metallo and Fire, $4 each. I picked up Splinter Skull. They had so many of this guy's crazy. I went to 14 Targets during Circle Week and saw him one time. But they had him for $8.69. So I already have him, but I just picked him up as trade fodder. So also from the Half Off store, I know these are a little bit chintzy, but I figured 99 cents a piece, I can't go wrong. So we got Aquaman, Stealth Suit Aquaman, and Orm from Aquaman. The only one they didn't have was Black Manta, and we also got the Blue Beetle from the Blue Beetle film for 99 cents. Shambles as they all fall over. But 4 figures, $4. Figure couldn't go wrong. Spin Master Toys. All right, also from the Half Off store in Robbinsville, New Jersey, we got this Kenner Vintage Collection, Book of Boba Fett, Tusken Warrior, and Massif. $6. Also from the half off store, we got the X-Men Team X-Jet and Storm by Hasbro Toys. $5. And I'm thinking of repurposing the vehicle for my little 3 3/4 Joes, and we'll just have a little Storm figure to go with us. I don't know what we're gonna do with it, but there you go, $5. And then our last two pickups from the half off store are advent calendars, right? And you're like, dude, it's May. Yeah, but I thought these would be cool for this Christmas, because apparently these started out at $40 and they were $10, but they were half off of the $10. So they were $5. So we got the Sonic the Hedgehog advent calendar. It said it comes 27 pieces. Festive holiday figures. So we're going to have a bunch of Sonic holiday themed figures at Christmas time. And the Sonic one was obviously made by Jakks Pacific. And we also got this Ninja Turtles version of the advent calendar, right? Which is the Jada Toys nano metal figs. So you get 24 die-cast turtle related things for the advent calendar. Same price, $5. So half off store in Robbinsville, New Jersey. I don't know how it compares in size to the other two. It's kind of small, but I was looking for the wrestling turtles because I'd seen somebody find them for half off at the half off store, but not to be had. But I did find some cool stuff. Was it all really stuff I needed? Maybe not, but cool stuff nonetheless. And the prices were amazing, obviously, since it's a liquidation store. So happy to add it all. All right, if you watched the haul about 5 or 6 weeks back, we stopped at a store called Retro Junk in Manchester, Connecticut, and I did the same thing yesterday, Wednesday, May 21st, on my way back from vacation. We stopped at Retro Junk in Manchester, Connecticut, and we added this Spy Troops Ninja Showdown, G.I. Joe versus Cobra, Snake Eyes versus Storm Shadow, 12-inch Joes from 2003. Also from Retro Junk, Manchester, Connecticut, we got NECA Ninja Turtles, the Mighty Metalhead, right? From 2020. I thought the price is right. Badass looking fig to add to our Turtles display. And rounding out our pickups from Retro Junk in Manchester, Connecticut, we got Captain Phasma. I remember in the movies, I think she was played by the actress that played Brienne of Tarth in Game of Thrones. Right. I don't know about the figure, but I just remember that from the films. And then obviously we got Yoda. Yes, I did not have Yoda yet, but now I do. All right, rounding out this week's pickups. Yesterday, Savers, Manchester, Connecticut. I found this guy, right? And I think it's supposed to be a horse barn or something, but it's got doors that open on the sides. And it props open. And then it's got doors that open on the ends as well. Little more like personnel doors. I don't really know what the hell it's supposed to be or what it's from, but I was thinking this could be, looks fairly military command postish to me for the 3 3/4 Joes, and at $2.50 I figure it's worth a gamble to let our imagination try to take over. So we added this, whatever you would call it. I'm calling it my command center for my 3 3/4 Joes. And then rounding out the pickups from the Savers in Manchester, Connecticut, and the pickups for the week, we got this goodie bag for $3.49, but it basically has the Scooby-Doo gang in it. So we'll open it up. So we got Shaggy, and I thought it was the same Shaggy that I'd found at the Grafton Flea Market a few weeks back, but I believe it's obviously a different Shaggy, because the one I bought for $1.50 a couple weeks back is got brown pants and is slightly taller. We got Fred, we got Velma, we got Daphne, and we got Scooby-Dooby-Doo. And the other things in this bag, I don't know, maybe that's Morphin Power Ranger related, I have no idea. And we got whatever the hell these little goats are. But we were really just going for the Scooby gang. I thought finding all of them in the same goodie bag for $3.50 was a deal I couldn't pass up. So that's this week's Toy Haul, Trolls Treasures, episode 15. As always, thanks for watching my videos. We truly appreciate it, and we'll see you soon. All right, I realized I already did the outro, but I said if you stuck around long enough, you'd get some bonus footage to see this Xanathar put together. I can't lie and pretend like I know this figure from Dungeons and Dragons, but I can say it's pretty fucking badass. Basically a statue, comes with a little goldfish, right? Got a little thing in here in the roof of his mouth so you can move his eye, from side to side, which is pretty cool. So, Zenithar from D&D. Looking pretty sweet, pretty gnarly, pretty badass. All right, peace. We'll see you next time.